If things in your life have started to feel heavier, more confusing, or harder to decide, you may not have a motivation problem. You may be losing clarity. And when clarity fades, every capable person starts reacting to life instead of choosing how they want to live it. Hi, I'm Coach B, tapping in. Today we're talking about three signs that clarity may be slipping away in your life and why recognizing them early matters. Clarity doesn't usually disappear all at once. It fades slowly. At first, you might notice that decisions take longer than usual. Things that once felt simple now feel complicated. You begin second guessing choices you used to make confidently. That's the first sign clarity may be slipping away. The second sign is that everything starts to feel equally important. When clarity is strong, you know what matters most. But when clarity fades, priorities blur. And again, everything feels equally important. If you can relate, put a one in the chat, whether it's in the live version or the replay. If you can relate to what I'm saying, put a one in the chat. But when clarity fades, priorities blur. Again, everything seems equally important. Tasks, requests, obligations, expectations all start to compete for your attention. And suddenly, everything feels urgent. How is that possible? How can everything be urgent? Some things are more important than others. Some things have more urgency than others. But if everything starts to feel urgent, that means that clarity is beginning to fade away. The third sign is that you begin reacting more than choosing. So you're on autopilot. You're just running here, you're running there, you're doing this, you're doing that. You're not slowing down, you're not thinking, you're just responding. Instead of leading your life intentionally, you start responding to whatever, and I repeat this, whatever shows up next. Again, no slowing down, no taking a measured response, just responding, responding, responding. Emails, requests, responsibilities, expectation, everything starts to feel urgent. And over time, that reaction pattern begins to replace intentional choices. So now you're living on autopilot. React, 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 react. Put this out, put that out, do this, do that, do this, do that. You're all over the place, opposed to slowing down and leading your life intentionally. What matters, what doesn't matter, what's important, what's not important, what's urgent, what's not urgent. In my coaching practice, I've seen this pattern many times. Many capable people experience this, not because they lack discipline or motivation, but because clarity has quietly faded in the background. When we are not clear, we are all over the place. We are reacting. Things feel extra important, extra urgent, because we are losing focus on what matters, what is really important. Clarity, excuse me, clarity, here's the coaching tip. Clarity brings things back into focus. You begin to see what actually matters and what's been competing for your attention. We only have so much energy to give. So at some point, you have to ask yourself, what is competing for my attention? And identifying that, and then again, what's important, what's urgent, what do I need to put to the side, what do I need to deal with later? If you're operating that everything is urgent and everything is important, chances are you are in a state of burnout. Chances are. From that place, your choices become intentional again, not rushed and not reactive. Again, when you start to have clarity, you start to see what actually matters. You can sort things out. What's important, what's not important, what's urgent, what's not urgent. So we have Frank Lewis saying, good morning, bro. Good to see you. Thanks for the support. And again, we want to take time to ask ourselves what's important, what matters. Because when clarity returns, you don't just manage your life better, you choose how you show up. You lead with intention, you lead differently. If I'm not reacting to everything and everyone, I get a chance to sit back and say, how do I want to show up today? How do I want to show up today? Remember, clarity changes everything. If today's message spoke to you, stay connected. Remember this, clarity changes everything. Like, subscribe, share this with leaders ready to own what's next. I'm Coach B, the CEO. Clarity, counterbalance, and freedom. This is how you own what's next. I'll see you next week.